Hello, teachers. This tutorial is going to walk you through what the live participation mode on Nearpod looks like from the teacher device and the student device simultaneously. So, when a teacher chooses live participation mode on Nearpod with a lesson, their device is going to project the code that the students will need to type in to access the lesson. So, over here on the student device side, I'm going to click join, and then the teacher's device is going to get the whole lesson queued up, and the student devices will be taken to the title slide. In live participation mode, teachers control the pace of the lesson and control when student devices move on to the next slide by clicking on this arrow. So we can see that what is shown on the teacher device for slides that are viewable only are exactly the same from teacher device to student device. However, when you get to activities that students create, the teacher device will show student responses for open-ended questions if that's the activity that students are doing, and student devices will show the question and have space for students to respond. So for this particular lesson, we are talking about the solar system, and we are getting asked a introductory question about what pre-existing knowledge we already have about the solar system. I'm going to type in, there are planets, and click submit. Once I submit my answer, the teacher's device is going to update itself to show that I have answered my question. Once all students have answered and you have 100% participation, you can choose student answers to share out. It will be anonymous, which is wonderful because then students won't be discouraged or embarrassed if they get something wrong. And if I click the share button, it will share out on student devices what my answer was, and I can click unshare as well. Then we would move on. Another activity you can give students is matching pairs. Teachers will explain directions for students and control when the activity starts. And then a countdown will appear on the student devices. Students will read the directions up top, toggle the instructions to move up, and begin clicking on pairs to match. So if we are clicking over here on student device, you can see that the teacher device side updates in real time as I'm working. Once students are done, before time's up, it'll tell them to hold on, then it'll give them a warning and then show them that time is up and to hang on until the next activity. The teacher can see how many matches students made correctly and how many tries it took them to do that. The matching pairs were self-correcting, so students could see if they were correct or if they were wrong. And teachers can view answers here if they need a quick reminder as well. Another option for activities that students can interact with is the draw it feature. So the teacher will have all student screens viewable on their device while students are working on labeling this solar system diagram, and they can see what students are doing in real time. So once I start interacting on the student device, I can write the answers. So this one would be Earth. The teacher device will then update for the teacher to see exactly what I'm doing in real time, which is wonderful because then teachers will be able to provide real-time feedback to students as they work. They can also click in to get a more zoomed up view of what I have been doing on the student device. When I'm done, I'll get a notification on the student device, and teachers will be notified once students have submitted their work as well. Again, another view-only slide that is exactly the same on both devices. And at the end of a lesson, you can incorporate an exit ticket quiz, which on teacher devices will show you students and their progress, what they got right, what they got wrong. And on the student devices, they will run through the questions. And then teachers can share out when students are all done for students to see what percentage of the class got answers correct and incorrect with the help of a pie chart. You can also add polls to gauge student understanding and their confidence in their abilities to describe what they've been learning. In this case, it is how confident do you feel in your ability to describe the solar system? And teachers can gauge which students are feeling okay about the content they've just learned, which students might need a little bit more time with the content, and what students might need some reteaching. I hope that this dual screen view was helpful for you to see just how engaging and interactive Nearpod lessons can be and how much further they can take your teaching. Thank you so much for listening.